Good evening, my friends. This is Paul, and this is going to be a bit of a different video game review than usual because it's of a game that I've already reviewed on this channel. I reviewed all three versions of Fire Emblem Fates, but today I'm here to review how much better is it if you have Fire Emblem amiibos. Unfortunately, I only have these two, which in my right hand, your left, is Robin, the tactician from Fire Emblem Awakening. And here's Lucina, which is also from Fire Emblem Awakening. And is the game truly better? Are they worth buying these just for Fire Emblem Fates? And does it enhance an already great experience? Well, first off, let me state for the record that amiibo usage is pretty specific if you're playing it on the regular 3DS. What you have to do is you have to have this thing, which is an amiibo NFC reader if you're playing it on the regular 3DS, the 3DS XL, the 2DS, yada yada. So what you do is you put one of these amiibos on the NFC reader, then as you can see there's this little light here. So you turn it on, it's kind of hard to see with the glare of the camera, but you see there's a blue light on. Then you put your 3DS near there, and then it can detect that there's an amiibo. If you're playing on the new 3DS, which I don't have, but I'm going to pretend that I do, then when it says, please put your amiibo on, all you gotta do is take the amiibo and tap it on the bottom screen. So, I was able to test out both Robin and Lucina, and what you have to do first is you have to get far enough into the game where I think you've done at least one battle. Like, you have to have at least gotten to the part where you can make your own castle. And then when you go over to the crystal ball, there's an option called amiibos, and that's when they'll ask you to scan your amiibo. Now, if it says that it's not working, it's because you don't have the NFC reader plugged in to begin with. Even if you plug it in after you click the amiibo button, it'll still be an error. So have the thing on ahead of time, then it'll read it. So then, depending on which amiibo you have, one of the Fire Emblem legendaries will visit your castle, and then you'll get into a conversation with them that'll usually involve answering a question they might ask you. Like, for instance, is fate stronger than friendship? Or would you give your life for the sake of the world? Depending on who you have. And they even brought the original voice actors, which was also pretty cool. And sometimes they'll even give you, like, an accessory that you can wear. Like, for Lucina, you got to have the butterfly mask that was used in Fire Emblem Awakening. And for Robin, there's this bookcase, because you know how Robin loves reading. I haven't tested Ike and Marth yet, but I hope to, because, you know, Ike was from Radiant Dawn, and that's my favorite Fire Emblem. Now, what's kind of unfortunate about these guys is that they only permit one visit to the castle per in-game day. So in other words, you can't just rescan them right away. You'll have to fight another battle and then come back and then scan them again. If you're playing Conquest, you might have to do the DLC map boot camp. Otherwise, in the other versions, you can easily just grind for gold, and then quickly come back after that. So it takes about 3 scans per amiibo before they finally say, let's test the bonds of our friendship on the battlefield. So then you go back to the battlefield where you made the decision of which path you were going to go to. And then you're asked to fight the character in their army, and depending on who you chose, it's going to affect how the units react. Like Robin, he's going to act from a more tactical, strategic approach. Lucina, she's just going to go all out, like, attack with everything we've got. And if you manage to defeat their whole army, then the unit will join you. Now, there's pros and cons to this. One of the pros is that they get really good if you upgrade them, and they come with special weapons from their respective games that you can't get elsewhere. And, you know, in the case of Robin and Lucina, they rebrought some of the sayings and exclamations from Awakening. Not really sure about Ike and Marth yet, but I bet Ike would say something along the lines of, "You'll get no mercy from me," like he does in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Marth, I mean, Shadow Dragon was the first time he was localized in North America, and since that was my least favorite, I really kind of forgot what Marth's temperament is, but I'm guessing it's like gentle but firm. But there's downsides. First off, none of the amiibo units can get supports with anyone. Also, they don't have exclamations for when they get an upgrade. So whereas most people might make a little comment about how they liked the upgrade, for the amiibos, they'll just have like dot 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 if it was terrible, dot 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 exclamation point if it was good, more exclamation points if it was really good. If they die, they don't have a closing speech. But otherwise, they work just as good as the other units. Even though they start out at level 15, they can easily get, I think, up to 40. The highest I managed to get one of them was up to level 33. But I'm pretty sure 40 is the cap. And then if you get the Eternal Seal, then you can raise it up to, well, pretty much as high as you want from there. So, the overall question, which I will repeat, is it worth it to get the Fire Emblem amiibos to enjoy Fire Emblem Fates more? Now, in the case of Conquest, which is like the brutally hard one, if you're not going to download the DLC, which is like the one thing that actually allows you to spam for experience, definitely get these guys. Because they can really turn the tide in some of the tougher battles in that game. If you're playing Birthright and Revelation, if you're a newbie, sure. But overall, if you're a Fire Emblem veteran, you can probably just skip these guys because you get plenty of overpowered units in Birthright and Revelation. And the game is also definitely one of the easier Fire Emblems in recent memory. So, if you're playing one of those, you can easily just miss out. Anyway, hope I covered everything. If you want me to do any other amiibo reviews, I've got the 3 Splatoon amiibos, Luigi, 2 versions of Link, and Pit as well, if you want me to talk about how they're used in their respective games. And are there any amiibos that you recommend for me? But until then, thank you for listening, and remember to keep the faith, stay epic, and God bless. Bye.